Promoting delicious plant-based recipes to a collective audience of around 5 million people? Good. Condoning animal abuse to a collective audience of around 5 million people? Not so good.
You often ask me, hey Maya, is your family vegan too? And even though they eat vegan most of the time, they are not fully vegan, which is fine for me. I mean, it is my personal choice, so why should I judge others? Instead, I think it's much more useful to inspire, for example, by cooking delicious vegan food. Also, this is what I want to reach with my channel. My recipes are for everyone. In fact, most of my followers are not vegan. Generally, I feel like veganism is too often seen as religion. Once you go vegan, it becomes your entire identity. You have to be consequent in all areas of your life. But I think this creates pressure, which rather puts off people than actually invites them to try this vegan thing. You can eat vegan most of the time, but still have your cheese pizza once in a while. It's more about the bigger picture and being more aware of the impact our daily decisions can have. So, long story short, no one is good or bad because of what they eat. I am vegan, but if you're not, that's fine. I just hope I can inspire you to try some vegan food once in a while.
Maya, who runs the recipe account Fit Green Mind, is one of the most followed plant-based food channels on the internet. Pretty shocking then that she would use her huge and influential platform to condone animal abuse to such a giant collective audience. Maya has made the critical error of being vegan yet not really understanding what veganism is. And no, this is not something that is down to interpretation. And no, I will not accept that people are vegan for different reasons. Veganism is a justice movement, just like any other, except the oppressed group we stand up for as vegans is non-human animals. Given that Maya would not condone racist or homophobic violence and call it fine, or see it as some kind of live and let live personal choice, what is her argument for not applying this logic to speciesist violence? How is it that someone can be vegan for so long and yet use carnistic arguments that ultimately condone oppression? Now, this is not a video to cancel Maya, far from it. Cancel culture is bullshit, and cancelling someone with such an influential platform is the opposite of what we need to do in this situation. What I ultimately want from this is for Maya to understand she has made a huge error of judgment here and condoned animal abuse to a huge global audience. You see, Maya, animal abuse and violence is inherent in animal agriculture. When you tell someone it's fine to eat a cheese pizza, you're saying this is fine. Veganism is not a diet, it's a justice movement. Maya, when you make it out to be some kind of trivial dietary choice, you erase the victims in all this and purport the idea that oppression doesn't matter.
No one is good or bad because of what they eat.
Maya, did you mean who they eat? Did you forget there was a sentient victim in all this? 2.7 trillion per year, to be precise. If women were being impregnated with steel rods, had their toddlers snatched away and murdered, had their reproductive systems violated and then got sent off to the slaughterhouse to have their throats slit, would you be telling people it was fine to have a cheese pizza made from the breast milk of those enslaved women? Because this is exactly what you've done, just with a different victim. And for the record, I'm not saying Maya should change the entire direction of her page. You can absolutely have a page dedicated to creating phenomenal plant-based recipes. They have their part to play in creating a vegan world. But would it really hurt for more plant-based influencers like her to share something about animal rights once in a while? Even just on a story? Even just a quick, here is a milkshake recipe. FYI, this is why as a vegan I abstain from all dairy products and products of animal exploitation, with a link to something about the dairy industry. Now, it'd be easy for someone to look at Maya's following compared to mine on, say, Instagram and say, well look, she's obviously doing something right, look at all her followers compared to yours. But this absolutely misses the point. You see, people don't go vegan because of vegan food. Ask any vegan why they went vegan, and it's not because of a recipe they saw. After all, why even choose the vegan option when delicious non-vegan versions of that food already exist? All vegans went vegan because they saw something like Earthlings, Dominion or Gary's Speech, because these are the things that make us realise we are complicit in animal abuse unless we change. Maya even says herself in the video that most of her followers aren't even vegan, and this ultimately proves my point. Her videos, while great, aren't actually turning people vegan, they're just helping people add more plant-based recipes to their diet and destroying the dumb myths that vegan food is quote-unquote bad. It's the large animal rights pages that are actually turning people vegan. Because these are the pages that are required to make people say, this is why I will eat Maya's recipes for the rest of my life, and not recipes made from murdered animals that taste just as good as Maya's recipes. And these accounts are proof that you can build huge followings while condemning animal oppression and calling it unacceptable under any circumstance. Maya makes the cliched point in the video of comparing veganism to some sort of religion. Now, for the record, I'm not suggesting that anyone watching this video cuts off all association with non-vegan friends or family. We live in a non-vegan world, and I agree with Maya that we need to build bridges and change hearts and minds rather than cause division. I haven't cut friends and family out for the reason of them not being vegan. But to condone their funding of violence and say it's fine is a huge error. Would Maya compare being against sexist violence to religion, or say that once someone opposes human discrimination it becomes their whole identity? Of course not. Yet she makes the fundamental error of playing into the dangerous carnist idea that veganism could be seen as some kind of religion, when actually veganism is the opposite of religion. Why? Because religion is getting people to believe in things they can't see. Veganism is getting people to see things they don't want to believe. I know, Maya, that you have this irrational fear of pushing people away, but once again, you miss the point. Someone who stops following you because you condemned animal abuse is never going to go vegan anyway. Let's say you kept 95% of your followers, but a few flakes unfollowed you here or there because you posted a link to a Joey Carbstrong video exposing a slaughterhouse, saying, this is why I, Maya, am vegan. What would be the point in keeping such people anyway if they're not even interested in going vegan? Isn't the point of your page to do just that? Promote veganism? Having millions of non-vegan followers on a vegan food page and keeping them non-vegan is just shouting into an empty void. Getting people to like vegan food is all well and good, but what about getting people to dislike animal agriculture? Animal liberation will not be achieved with lasagnas and loaded fries. It will be achieved with a strong message, one that makes it very clear that demanding animal abuse is not acceptable. Maya, please reconsider your irresponsible message you put out recently and change your advocacy approach. If you were in the victim's position, trust me, you wouldn't want someone to be saying it was fine to abuse you. Imagine the power you could have, Maya, to eliminate vast amounts of murder, abuse and suffering by sharing a link to Dominion or something on your story. And if you retracted your pro-animal abuse video you made recently and said that you now realise it was wrong to condone violence to a global audience. I'm here for a conversation if you want to reach out. I hope you can see my side of things, because while it may seem bad to you that I've made this video, all I'm doing is having the animals' best interests at heart. I'm speaking for them just as you would want me to speak for you if you were in their position.